Hi, it's Jane, and today I'm going to show you how I make this little collage out of cardboard and little bits and pieces of toys and things that I've been collecting over the years. I mean, you can use bottle caps, you can use, your kids' toys, pieces of toys. I've got old dominoes in here, an old key. This here is from wasp nest. They never finished making it, and so I took it off the house, on the side of the house, and I sprayed the back of it with spray paint. So you can't see it, but I sprayed it to keep it nice and firm. And there's just little bottles that I picked up. These are from watch parts. They're vintage, they're very old ephemera, some paint. And yes, I'll show you how I did this in this video. What I'm going to do is cut a hole in 3 or maybe even 4 pieces of the cardboard and then stick them onto the bottom piece, and it'll give me a nice little area where I can make a 3D collage using some of these little items and toys and little jars and all kinds of little things that I've collected over the years. So let's get started. The first thing I need to do is to measure. I want a 3.5 inch square in the cardboard. So I've got to measure that out and go ahead and cut that out. So first thing I need to do, I think I want to, like the other one, like the bird one, I'm going to do it exactly the same way and make it 1 inch down. It doesn't matter if you draw a pencil on this piece because it's not going to be seen anyways. And I came in 3/4 of an inch on the sides. Three and a half inches. There's my square. Now I'm going to go ahead and I forgot to remove my paper, my black construction paper from my mat. I can use, look at my old nice old mat. It has gone through art college with me. This has come a long way. It's all cracked up now. I don't know if you can see that. It's all cracked up over here, but it still works, and I'll use it until I can't any longer. But there's a history to this old board. Made a lot of artwork on it. So anyways, I'm going to cut out this first square. And I'm going to use a box cutter to start it. And those of you who would rather use a ruler as a guide, go ahead and do so. Like this. And then you can use the ruler as a guide and cut along the line. I'm finding that I'm able to, so far, cut along my line without any mishaps. but I had to hold my breath. Once you get the first cut in the cardboard on the line, it's easier to cut cut deeper into the cardboard because you've left a groove for the blade to follow. So now I can go a little bit faster. So it should follow right along the groove. Still have to be careful, like that. Just go slowly, and you should do okay. I find using the box cutter a little easier on my hands because it's something to grip onto. This may turn out to be quite a long video, so I might have to cut it into parts because there are a lot of things that I want to do. All right, close your box cutter up so there won't be any mishaps. Now, seeing the little corners, they're all still stuck in the corners, so what I do is take my X-Acto knife and cut into the corners a little bit to cut the part that's still attached. And now it should pop out fairly easily, and it did. And most of the time it leaves a little residue, cardboard residue in the corners there, and you can just go back in with your X-Acto knife and cut it out. And that's it. I just want to show you one thing before I cut out the rest of them. You can take this and use this as a template, lay it down on your next piece of cardboard that you're going to cut, and with a pencil, make the lead long. I use a mechanical pencil because you can make the lead long and it'll fit right in there, and you can go right around the shape to get your next shape to cut out, and that way you don't have to measure it all over again, and it'll match up to this one because they're exact, they're in an exact spot. Hope that helps. So the next thing I have to do is glue all these pieces together. There are 5 of them, and I'm going to use PVA glue to do that. Have to do something about my brushes. They're getting a little bit stiff. This one's okay. There. Now, that's going to give me a nice deep little pocket or space to add some elements in there to make a collage. Now I'm going to decide what I want to put in the background. I think I want that to be some map paper. So I need to have the whole thing covered with, and if I don't like it, I can always cover it up with gesso. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm still gonna continue to use the PVA glue. Just brush it right on there in a thin layer. When you use a liquid adhesive, it makes the paper wrinkle and bubble. So I'm wondering if using the PVA glue will help keep it from doing that. Oh, a bunch of turkeys outside. All right, there's something under. Oh man, look what happened. All right, there goes that piece stuck under there and made this bump. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna get rid of that one and get another one. Now checking this one, I notice it's just a slightly off size. Alright, let's try that again. Now I'm going to get different piece here. Nothing underneath this time. Alrighty, let's try that again. This glue dries fairly quickly, so I'm working fast here. Okay. It's coming out really nice. And I'm going to go ahead and cut it out. So I'm just going to cut around the paper, around the cardboard. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Now some of the other elements I want to put on there is this building. And so I've got to cut this building out. And then other places, I'm just going to use some old book pages and stick that on. I might stick it on all around the outside with this on the bottom like that. So I'm going to fussy cut this out, and you don't have to watch me do that. And I will be right back after I've done all the fussy cutting. Alright, I've cut it out and I'm going to put it right here. But first I'm going to cover the whole thing with this. But even before I do that, I think I decided I'm going to sand around, just a little bit around the outside, just to get any roughness off there. Made it nice and smooth, and so I'm going to do the inside as well. It's pretty much going to be covered over or painted over, so you don't have to do it too much. Get rid of all the dust. I'm just going to brush off the dust off of this piece. I just used my brush and I just brushed it all off. Same as this one. Okay, all gone. All right, pretty much all gone. All right, so got this underneath, got that. Now I'm going to put this, glue this on top of here. And again, I'm going to use my PVA glue, which seems to be working out really nicely for keeping it nice and smooth and with less bumps and bubbles. My water really needs, I really need some fresh water here, but I have to go downstairs to get fresh water. See, it looks pretty grungy, but I'm gonna live with it for now. All right, now I'm actually going to cover the sides and the inside of the hole as well. Let's just get the top first, because this glue, like I said, dries very fast, or relatively fast. Gives you a little bit of time, but not a whole lot. So center that. Use my squeegee, which I'm going to try to find this online, this squeegee from Bondo. Find it online and put it down below so you can maybe find it. I've had it for so long, I don't know where you would get it. Actually, I got it from my ex-husband, so I didn't buy it myself. He was a sign maker. Okay, now I am going to cut an X in the center of the paper here with my X-Acto knife, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Just from corner to corner like that. And put some PVA glue inside there. And fold it over. And no, it doesn't cover the corners, but I don't mind. That's going to be fine. I'm just going to cut this off like that. Down there. Alrighty, that's done. Now I'm going to put in all the little corners here. I mean all the sides. There. Well, it's even straight. So am I ready to stick that down on there. I think so. I think I'm ready to stick that down there. It's gonna look like that. Not too bad. Okay, I am going to stick it down. Make sure you get glue right up to the corners. I'm going to go in there, and there's some glue in the little corners there. I'm just going to wipe out if I can. Other than that, looks pretty good. There's not too much seeping out on the sides. Alright. And you can put a heavy book on top of this or something to hold it for a little while until it dries. Picking up some of my mess while I'm waiting. Yeah. Like I said, it's this PVA glue adheres pretty fast. Look at that. Okay. And I'm going to put that one, this piece here, center it. And this I'm going to use PVA glue. I mean, matte medium. Like that. I'm not sure if I want to put any more on the outside or not. I'm going to wait until I get these pieces in because it may make a difference once I glue these pieces in. I may want to change my ideas. And now see if I can remember how I had this in there. I actually took a picture on my phone of how I laid it out. This was up here. These were here. That. And I think this one was here. This was here. This was here. Okay, that's what I did. And I didn't use this piece, but do I want to? Kind of looks pretty cool. That's from a wasp nest that they never finished. I spray painted it to make it solid, or just spray painted it on the back side anyways. And it would look pretty cool in there, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Maybe. Down to this, I'm going to glue these things down. I think I actually do like that piece there. It does do something for it. Some of these things will have to be glued down with E600, like this key will probably have to be glued down with the E600. What else? Those glass jars, maybe. I don't. Yeah. So the first thing I'm going to do is glue down that middle piece. Does it make a difference which way the lines go? Do I want them that way? Yeah. So I'm going to glue that down. This is PVA glue. When this is nice and flat, I think it'll be okay to glue this down. This is a wooden nickel. I don't know where I got all these things. They've just been in my collection of odds and ends for a lot of years. This is a small poker chip. It's smaller than the regular, the normal size. I picked those up somewhere along the way. It's clay. Now that is a little, is it a die or a dice? What is it when it's a single one? Die. I am going to use, what did I do with it? This. I will use the E6000 for that. And you just, I use these little single ones. They're a lot easier to use because it tends to goop, I mean, it tends to squeeze out of the bottle, out of the tube after see, it's just going to continue to come out of there when you don't want it to. Okay. And I made a liar out of myself because it's not doing it. Okay. So, whatever. Okay. So far, so good. This one is going to be the troublemaker. It is not going to want to glue down, I don't think. It seems to be dry enough, and I decided while I was waiting that I wanted to paint some of this with like this mocha kind of brown paint. It's acrylic paint that I mixed up with some gesso just because I didn't want it to be shiny, and the gesso, it'll make it the brown lighter. It will take the shine out. So I decided I just want to come in and paint all of this area with this brown. And the print of the paper underneath is going to show through a little bit, and that's fine. I could put multiple coats on here if I wanted to, but I think I'll like it with that showing through. Now, I'm not going to go on the inside, but I am going to go down over the sides with the brown paint. Sometimes you just don't know what you want to do until after you've worked with it, and I glued all those things in there and then decided I wanted to paint it, but I didn't know I wanted to paint it until after I put all those things in there. So it's just all a work in process. I just kind of decide as I go along. I don't know about other people. Maybe they have plans. Oops, did I do that? I did. Okay, I came down further than I wanted to on this side, so I'm just going to continue to do that. I even marked it off with pencil on how far I wanted to go down there, and I still did it wrong, but oh well. I can't talk and work at the same time. So that's fine. And I'm going to paint the sides as well. I don't know if you can hear that noise outside. That like chirping noise. Those are turkeys, wild turkeys going through the yard. Yes, I like that. And I can save that for another time. And then I decided that I wanted to put a border around the perimeter, so I went to that map that I used, that page, and it had a border all around it, so I cut it out. And I'm going to put that border all the way around, like that. So I gotta wait until that dries, and then I can glue that down. Okay, dry and no shine. So I'm going to take my pieces here and start gluing that down. And I will use matte medium for that. It doesn't take it takes longer to dry than PVA glue. And it's nice and slick and goes on really nice, so I'm going to use a matte medium. I'm just going to do a little piece job here. Look at that. Good as new. And there you have it. I'm not sure if it's done yet. What do you think? I think it needs a little more color in here. I might go around and just draw some lines in there with a red colored pencil. It's purple. here's one. This is Crap Black Matter. Okay. And I think I'm just going to draw a red line right here, very lightly. And I think I'm going to do the same over here. I don't know if you can see that, but it does just add a little bit of red to the outside here. And I might draw a line all around there. And I am definitely going to draw, I think I'm going to draw some lines up here in black. Like a grid. A grid that's going to be 1/4 of an inch I'm just doing this because I want to add a little interest to the top. That one's 1/4 inch, and that one is a little bit. So. Can you see that? Right there, I'm adding a little grid. Yeah. Just another element of interest. So I think that's it. I might add something else around the border. I might not, and I'll show it to you if I decide that I want to change it in any way. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you liked it. I hope you learned something from this. And please subscribe and share if you think there's any value in it, in this video. And I appreciate you sticking around if you did. And I hope to see you again. And go ahead and comment. I'll do my best to comment back. I thank you very much, and we'll see you again.